Today I have a hard but important question to ask you. It's hard because oftentimes when we ask ourselves difficult questions, when we ask ourselves questions that cause us to look inward, we experience those questions as challenging. But this is such an important question, I felt the need to ask it of you. First, I want to tell you where this question comes from. So, in the past, I don't know, few months or so, I'm working on a few projects that you guys will hear about in the future that are about high achievers and people who accomplish massive success, and trying to figure out like what makes certain people high achievers, what makes certain people accomplish massive levels of success, and what separates those people from everyone else. Now, I can tell you there is one key ingredient that seems to be present in all of the people that accomplish amazing things and identify as high achievers. And that one thing is a ridiculous work ethic. Like, these are people that just work really, really hard at a particular thing. So that leads me to the question I want to ask you. Are you working hard to master your craft? Are you working your ass off to get good at being a psychotherapist or being a solution-focused brief therapist? Now listen, I know you worked really, really hard to accomplish your degree and your license, and I know you work hard. I'm not questioning your work ethic. I'm not questioning whether or not you've put in work. What I'm asking is, did you take that same approach to the skill? So you worked really, really hard to study and learn the theory and learn the approach, but are you working just as hard at application? Because there's actually a difference. Like, as you guys know, I've picked up the hobby of archery, which is kind of part of this project actually. And like, I can study how a compound bow works. I can study how an arrow flies through the air. I can study aerodynamics. I can study the targets I'm hitting. But the only way to master the art of consistently hitting bullseyes is to work my ass off shooting arrow after arrow after arrow after arrow. By doing so, my back muscles get stronger so I can pull a stronger draw weight. My shoulder muscle gets stronger so I can hold my left arm steady. You know, if your left arm shakes, then the target shakes through the sight. So there's no replacement for working at application. So the hard question I have for you is, are you working your ass off to master the skill of solution-focused therapy? Now, I get a ton of questions, literally over 100 questions per day come into my inbox, and me and my team field them. I respond to all of them. And the number one question people ask me is, how do you use solution-focused brief therapy with, or how to use solution-focused brief therapy in scenario, blah, blah, blah. And I'm always finding myself thinking, the reason you have that question, you haven't put in the work at application. You put in the work in academia, you put in the work in theory, but you also have to put in equal hard work in application. You have to build the skill, and there is no shortcut around it.